Hello, world. What is up? Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Matt Forte, and we are here live at the Build studio in New York City. Our next guest is a supremely talented kid who you may recognize from his YouTube channel, Ian Loves Theater, or his performance as Ziggy on Big Little Lies, or as the star of the hit CBS comedy entering its third season, Young Sheldon. Folks, young Sheldon himself, the great Iain Armitage is here. How about that? Are you excited at home? We're excited. I'm excited. They're very excited. We're going to bring them out in just a second, but first, I believe we have a peek at the show. Gentlemen, the great Iain Armitage right here. Come on. Oh, Ian, congratulations, man. This is a huge year. You had the second season of Big Little Lies. You got season 3 of Young Sheldon. You're in 5th grade now. You just got a hamster, is that right? Dude, you are living the dream. How are you?
It's been amazing. I'm having such a wonderful time, especially with the hamster. Everything has been really cool. My teacher, Miss Mora, makes learning so fun. It's so wonderful. And we finished Big Little Lies a couple months ago, and I'm having so much fun filming Sheldon. It's been wonderful.
Have you guys finished Sheldon yet? No, you're still in the middle of season 3, still working on it, right?
Oh yeah, we're about to start episode 7, so yeah, we're not even close.
Wow, that's amazing. More about the hamster, boy or girl?
She is a girl.
She's a girl. What's her name?
Her name is Isla, and I have this green jacket, and she perches on the shoulder of it, and she also made a little nest in the pocket. So she doesn't like when I wash the sweater, but she'll go in there and she'll just fall to sleep, and she's really sweet.
Was hamster your first choice for pet? You wanted a hamster above all?
Actually, my mom surprised me on my birthday. So our landlord said no pets at all. And then my mom negotiated, and they figured out a deal that we could have one non-vicious hamster. And she's the cutest little thing, and she's definitely non-vicious.
That's important. When you go shopping for hamsters, you want to get the non-vicious ones.
Yeah.
I've learned that. Yeah.
No, I want to get the most vicious one I can find.
And then train it to be non-vicious.
Yeah,
that
because
way it's a project. You learn.
It's like science, yeah.
Speaking of crushing it and having the best time ever, you were telling me about your incredible shoes. Your shoe game is on point. I got to bring it up because I didn't realize. Tell everybody what these are exactly.
Okay, so Vans did a thing where they came out with a new line of David Bowie shoes. And I was in London, and we got the alert that they had some really cool shoes. So we ran into the nearest Vans store. Yeah. We got these. These are, David Bowie had an album cover, and these are the Space Oddity ones. And then there are also some Aladdin Sane ones and some other ones. I have a couple of them.
You have a couple of the David Bowie Vans.
I have 3 pairs.
3 pairs. You are the coolest 5th grader I've met so far.
Thank
that is
you.
Very cool. Well, I love the shoes. I love everything you've been working on. Tell me a little, are you excited? You're 7 episodes into season 3. Are you excited for everybody to see what you've done so far and see season 3?
There are so many fun things coming up. I could cover your ears if you don't want to hear a teaser, but coming up we have some fun things. In the first episode, Mary and Sheldon are both thinking that the other one has some mental health problems. And also, Georgie becomes very entrepreneurialistic and not sure if that's a word, but
It is now.
But that's actually a plot point in a later script about the word entrepreneurialistic. Kind of stole that. But anyway, he starts selling snow globes. So some fun things happen.
It's a good business idea.
Yep,
Absolutely. I find, as someone who has to professionally and gets to, I should say, not has to, watch a lot of television. Season 3, Season 4, this is around the area for a lot of shows where everybody starts feeling extra comfortable. They're finding the jokes more easily. It feels great on set. Everybody's really in the groove by Season 3. When you guys came together to make Season 3, did it feel kind of like going back to like a fun summer camp or like a big family? What's it feel like by now?
It sort of does. Yeah, I think we all water break.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, take a water. You got to stay hydrated. It's so important in moments like these.
It is definitely, especially in LA now. It's like dry as
dry as can be.
Dry as California in the summer. Anyway, in autumn.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, dry as California in the summer. Well, autumn now. But
big family atmosphere, like going back to camp. Season 3, how did it feel? There we go. Got you back on track.
Thank you. I was like, and we're talking. So It did feel kind of like we from the pilot, we felt like a family, and it was very good family dynamic. But going back, especially, yes, we did feel sort of like we're all getting back together. The whole gang's here. So it's been really fun. We've really enjoyed doing it.
That's awesome. I saw a really cool post, and I'd love to get the whole story. You guys, you and your fellow co-stars, you adopted a granddad on set?
We did. Mr. Michael is one of the sound people, and he's so sweet. And every day since season 1, he's made, like, everyone's so nice on set, and we're very rarely ever having bad days. But if we ever are, he cheers us up completely. And even if we're not, he cheers us up. He's such a sweet guy.
That's important to have on a set, to have that energy, have that
He's
positive
really
energy.
sweet. Yeah.
So Mr. Michael's that kind of guy. You could always count on him. So what happened? How'd you guys adopt him as a granddad?
Well, he doesn't have any kids, and we thought that was really unfair since he's so good with children. And we thought, well, I mean, so we went to the props department and we said, can you print up some adoption papers? And then we got like a official looking stamp, and then we got a bunch of, best granddad ever gifts. He has a shirt, a mug, a water bottle, a keychain. He's blinged out.
You got
But
blinged out with best granddad ever.
yep.
Yeah. Do you guys do that often? You go to whenever you need something, you go to the props department, just have them cook it up for you? Was this new? Was this?
I mean, pretty much props. There's nothing that props can't do. And also, speaking of props, Miss Monica, who is one of our wonderful props ladies, she is taking care of Isla while I'm here in New York.
Really?
Hi, Isla. Hi, Miss Monica.
They're watching right now. Does Isla like to watch TV with you or watch shows with you?
Sometimes I'll be on Netflix and she'll be sitting on my shoulder and she'll go, and I'll be like, okay, fine, we can watch.
That's how you know.
It's her favorite TV show.
I love it too. I'm 6 seasons into R right now. Yeah, season 7 not as great, but I got to get through it anyway because I'm a completist. I got to watch the whole show.
I think season 7 of R is not the best. It wasn't as good as season 3.
Right, season 3 is where it peaked, and that's what I'm saying. Season 3, season 4, people hit their stride.
Sweet spot, yeah.
In season 3, and I don't know if you can tell me this or not. I don't know if this is true or not, but I was doing some math, and Sheldon should be about 11 by season 3, and if we are to follow the Big Bang Theory lore, Sheldon goes to college around age 11, starts looking at college. I don't know if that's happening this season. If you guys have talked about Sheldon going to college or anything like that, you can't say, can you?
I don't know.
You don't know.
So
Fair enough.
I wish I could be like, well, I mean, it's so confidential, I can't even say, but I actually don't know.
You don't know.
Wow.
Let's do this instead. Take me back. You can't get in trouble for that. Take me back in time. Talk to me about season 1, the audition process, about becoming young Sheldon, because you've acted before, dude. You've done a bunch of stuff, but this, to my knowledge, this is your first. Look at how big you are on the poster. You are the poster.
Yeah.
This is it. This is a big deal.
My face.
Do you want it to be larger? We can make it larger for you. We can make it larger and zoom in.
I think
That makes you feel uncomfortable. But season 1, becoming young Sheldon, tell me how it all started, what the audition process was like, and how this all happened.
Well, I mean, I had never really seen Big Bang because it's not really appropriate for children. So, coming in, actually, when I was doing Big Little Lies 1, I'd come, one day, all the kids had a day off, and we decided that we'd take a little field trip to Warner Brothers. So all our teachers were there. There was Miss Mora, who's my teacher now on Sheldon, who's like one of the best teachers ever. I love her so much. And then Miss Laura, and Miss Mora. I think Miss Laura was there. Anyway, we came, and I was seeing all these posters for, Harry Potter and Friends and all these different things. And then I saw one for something called The Big Bang Theory. And I was like, what's that? And I was like, I think that's how, the universe was made or something. They probably have some, show about a quirky guy into science with 5 friends, and they have a great time. Anyway, I thought that was
learn a lot
cool.
from the poster.
Yeah, it's like, but I thought it sounded really cool. And then little did I know, about 3 years later, I would be asked to do an audition for a 9-year-old kid named Sheldon, who lives in East Texas. And I did it at my grandma's house over Christmas. And I was there, and I did it. And they sent me like a monologue that I had, and it was like, I don't know how I memorized it. It was a couple of pages long, and then I managed to get it out of my small mouth. And we sent it to them, and they said, "Okay, we thought that was good. Can you come in and do an audition for us here in California?" Yeah. So we went, and then as we were getting back on the plane to fly back to Virginia, I think, or New York or Georgia or where somewhere, we were going to fly somewhere. I think Virginia, but we got a call that they said, "We've looked at all the auditions, and we think that we want you to be Sheldon." So I kind of went, "Well, why are we taking this plane?"
Yeah, we're going the wrong way. Turn this thing around.
Unfortunately, they still kept the flight going.
Well, yeah, you can't turn a plane around.
That's not really
a station wagon.
Not really a thing you can do. Yeah.
Once that thing starts moving, it's got to keep going. That's it.
Yep.
I'm no pilot, but I know that to be true. So you land, you get on another plane, you go back.
Well, not that fast. But they still had to construct the sets and find the other cast members and do all the stuff and the things.
What point do you, because I know you got a chance, so you didn't watch the show, right? Not appropriate for you, not going to work. But you got to figure out your version of Sheldon. And you got to make sure that there's enough of Big Sheldon inside Young Sheldon so that way people see the connection and they can believe that you will one day grow up and be Jim Parsons. So how do you do that? Did you hang out with Jim a lot? What was that like?
Well, I did hang out with Mr.
You got to meet Jim. You got to.
I did, yes, and we got to work on the Sheldon voice, which is a big thing.
Voice? That's my ride. Don't worry about that.
Going over there, but
Tell me about the Sheldon voice.
I can kind of switch it on every now and then. Kinetic energy equals 1/2 mass times velocity squared. But you already knew that, didn't you?
Hold for applause. That was amazing. Yeah, I don't even know what he said.
Thank you.
Very cool.
So yeah, I worked with him a bit on that, and I kind of sound a little bit different in the episodes. I don't know. But then we also kind of worked on Sheldon's mannerisms and little things. Now, once I have my hair, makeup, costumes, all that got down, I get into work, put on my costume, get into hair and makeup, and then once I'm out, I just kind of feel like Sheldon, and then I get on and I'm. Hello, everyone. I'm Sheldon. Who wants to learn about science? Crickets? Where did those come from?
Do you remember, because you're right, you do turn it on. That was pretty amazing, the way you just kind of slipped into it. Do you remember anything that Jim, like a really important tip that he gave you, or something that like makes Sheldon Sheldon? Or was it a lot of like him just kind of guiding you on, this word sounds like this, and it's this speed? Like how did you do it?
I think sort of with... I was hearing him do the voice, and I was sort of able to do it after that, after hearing him do it. We didn't really work on, speed or rhythm or anything, but we did... I don't know what it is. It's like a mid-Atlantic accent or something. In the monologue, it says it's like a mid-Atlantic accent. I have no idea. But, so I don't really know. I kind of managed to do it.
Yeah.
I do it and then I forget how I did it.
People at home, when we were running the clip in the beginning, they couldn't see this, but you, on stage, as we were getting ready to start the show, were able to mime and remember every line from that scene that we were showing, which I was very impressed by. Has it gotten easier for you to memorize your lines? Because Sheldon uses a lot of big words and a lot of long sentences and a lot of big pieces. Has that been challenging? And is it easier now?
Well, I want to say... yes, I've gotten so much better. Now I just read the script and I know the whole thing.
Not the case.
No. I somehow managed to get these crazy lines into my head and sometimes actually manage to get them out of my mouth. But, yeah, no, I don't...
So much of what makes the show funny is your deadpan, your very serious delivery of these things that Sheldon says. Is it hard to do that? Do you crack up? Do you laugh and ruin a lot of takes sometimes?
Oh, I have stories about this. No, okay. So there was an episode where I asked Tam about the refrigerator. The refrigerator is making a weird noise that's really bothering me, and I go on to take apart the whole refrigerator. This was back in, I think, season 2, like one of the first few episodes. Thank you. But anyway, I'm asking him about psychological torture, and he says, when my uncle was in the re-education camp, he would imagine disemboweling his torturers with a bamboo spike. and then I had to kind of look at him in an odd way and then say, maybe I'll just find a book on a refrigerator repair instead. But he went, imagine disemboweling his torturers with a bamboo spike. And it's such a dark thing.
Yeah, very
so
dark.
You wouldn't expect to
Quite dark.
laugh, but we kept cracking up and we could not complete that. And then also Daddy Lance, who is really funny, who plays George Sr. Yeah. Some of his lines, he'll say it and it'll be at a dinner scene or something, and then we'll just kind of all laugh. Like, we'll just kind of take a beat and then we'll all start laughing. I think we all have a good...
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You know, you talked a little bit earlier about how you didn't watch Big Bang Theory because it's a little inappropriate for your age group. And you gave this amazing performance as Ziggy on a show that some would say would be very inappropriate for your age group. And I was just curious about how do you do that? How do you act on a show that you know you're not old enough to watch yet? How do you know what to do with your character if you don't know the whole story? Do you know the whole story? How does it work in a situation like that?
Nope. I don't really... I think I'm mostly acting in that one scene. I'm not really thinking about the whole overall thing. But with Sheldon, since Sheldon is... I feel like Big Little Lies, since it was a miniseries, the episodes were a lot longer. Yeah. And it was almost like a mini movie, each one. But I feel like for Sheldon, I look at each episode as a whole thing. So that when we're doing a scene, also a lot of times, every scene easily connects with the other ones, sort of. I don't know if that makes sense. But, yeah, so I can sort of think of it as a whole.
When you were on the set of Big Little Lies, did you take advantage of having some of the greatest actors of all time around you? Did you ask Meryl Streep for advice? Did you talk to what was it like being amongst this Hollywood royalty, all these incredibly talented people?
Oh my goodness. I feel like they're amazing ability. Obviously, I'll never be as good an actor as they are, but I feel like their kind of amazing ability to be such wonderful actors they almost sort of raise you up when you're acting with them, so that you feel like you're acting with people really special and really good at being actors, but then they sort of raise you to their level almost. It feels really nice. Yeah.
Very cool. One of the things that I was really excited to see is that with all the stuff you got going on, all the amazing shows, you got Young Sheldon, you Big Little Lies, all this stuff, but you have not stopped your YouTube page, Iain Loves Theater. You've kept it going. You keep going. You keep reviewing. Yeah, your true love. The first one, theater.
One just came out this morning.
I saw that.
Moulin Rouge.
Today. It's amazing. How do you, do you ever get so busy that you think maybe I'm not going to be able to keep this going? No, that has to happen. You love making those videos.
No
matter what.
If I quit, then I won't be Iain Loves Theater. So that can't happen. No, yeah, I love keeping up the reviews, and it's so fun because whereas in a show you have to follow the script and stuff, in those reviews I can sort of go a little bit. I have kind of things that I think about, but I can sort of go off script and have a lot of fun with it, and it's really fun to do them. So I really enjoy that. I think there are Twitter questions or something.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I was like, Twitter.
You're gonna do my job in a second. We're gonna switch chairs. You're so good at this. There's nothing you can't do. We're gonna go to those in just a second. I wanted to ask you one last thing about your YouTube channel. You did post one today. Do you have a list of shows that you still have to see? Is there a show you haven't seen yet that you're dying to review? I'm curious about the future of Iain Loves Theater.
Well, I mean, I can give you sneak previews of Young Sheldon, but I'm not gonna be giving you.
Really?
No,
you don't want to spill the deal on Iain Loves Theater, but you'll tell me what's gonna happen in season 3.
Well, be watching me at the theater tonight because I will be seeing some shows in the next couple of days, and I will be reviewing them. Tonight, I think I'm seeing Lightning Thief, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, so some things are coming up. Keep watching me at the theater.
So exciting. Well, you're right, Iain. We do have some Twitter questions. So let's go ahead and throw to those right now. We have at least one. Thank you, Kate. This is from Edward is the Man. No argument here, Edward. Edward wants to know, are you like Young Sheldon in real life?
Well, That's a good question. Edward is the man. I mean, sort of. I do have some odd mannerisms like him. Like, I can't... Socks, when I'm wearing socks, I can sometimes wear them on carpets, but I can't have them touching other materials. Like, it drives me crazy if there's, like, cloth in my shoe or something, or if it's, like, a soft material in my shoe. Weird things like that. And also, after baths, I have a very, very, like, even more than just palm wrinkling after baths. So I can't touch anything for, like, an hour because my hands are, like... they're prunes.
What do you do for that hour? Does somebody have to use your phone for you?
I sit down. I just
wait.
Go,
do you read a book? What do? You can't hold anything.
I stare at my hamster.
You just stare and you just wait.
I would pick you up. I would hug you. But I have prune hands.
You have prune hands.
Curse these prune hands.
Have you found, since you've started performing and becoming young Sheldon, have you taken anything home with you? Have you started doing anything that you didn't do before, but now because you're young Sheldon by day, when you go home at night, you're going, oh man, that's such a Sheldon thing that I just did. Why did I do that?
Well, I mean, sort of, I guess, mostly when I go home, the Sheldon-y thing I do is read the script. That is a Sheldon-y thing because it's me being Sheldon.
That's it. It's Sheldon-y as it gets.
That's Sheldonicus right there. Sheldonicus Maximus, yes.
You win. All right, there we go. Okay, do I have any in the room? I've got two. Perfect. All right, I've got two questions in the room. You have microphones. It looks like the first one is yours. It should already be on. Go for it.
It is not.
Boom.
It is on.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
So 2 questions in one. How do you juggle work and school? And did you find your significant other in your middle school?
Alrighty.
Yeah,
So
How do you juggle work and school? We'll start there.
Alrighty. So how do I juggle work and school? What happens is I go there in the morning, I get into my costume, hair, makeup, everything. I go into work, I do some scenes, and then they turn around our cameras, and the cameras are on wheels, but it's not that easy. So they have to change around the lighting and everything. So we have these wonderful stand-ins that stand in for us while we go to school, while the kids go to school, and the grown-ups take a little break, and I go to school and I learn with my wonderful teacher, Miss Mora. And so I'll probably do math, language arts, and then I'll get on to science and history and reading and all that fun stuff. And then I go back to work, and then I come back, and so on. And then what was the second one?
Did you find your significant other in middle school? Yeah?
I have no idea what was said.
Pleading the fifth. When did you you started acting? I want to say acting full time. Like your first big gig, I think you were in Law and Order SVU. Is that right? Like in terms of like on TV. That's what it says on IMDb. So blame the internet if I'm wrong.
Yeah. It's like curse you IMDb.
That's the internet's fault. And that was 2017. It also said.
Yes.
That feel right?
I think. Trust IMDb,
sure.
not me.
It was a while ago.
I think it was 2017, and that was, I think, the first. Wow, that was. Oh my goodness.
All right, the internet got it right.
Wow.
Well, the reason I bring that up, the reason I ask
really?
that is because now, obviously, you are young Sheldon. You're acting full time, so you have to find those moments to go to school. But I wonder, like, when you had to start doing that, when you had to go from like a regular classroom to finding those breaks, or I triggered something. Tell me about school.
Never, ever have done a full public school day in my life. I've always been homeschooled, and I really love doing that because I can travel a lot. And I think one big part that should be a lot more in schooling is, you learn about, in history and in social studies, you learn about all these different cultures and things, but to get to travel to different places and to meet people instead of just reading about it in a book, I think is a really wonderful thing that I think a lot more kids should be able to experience. So I love having that freedom to be able to travel, being homeschooled. And also, I went to a school one time to see what it was like, but I was...
The school thing was all
half
about.
Day.
Yeah, half day. You just do a half day. and check it out.
No, not for me.
Well, you carry it very well. You look like you know exactly how school works when you're on TV, so you're a heck of an actor.
Well,
Good
I
job.
don't, but I look at the scripts and I act.
That's it. You act. That you do, sir. Kate, can I get one more question? I'd love to get one more. Microphone, go for it.
What was it like shooting scenes with Meryl Streep, especially since she's portrayed as such a villain in that series?
That's a good question. Oh, so I think the thing that made it a little bit more easy was in the scenes that I have with her, since I look just like Perry when he was a boy, she is usually pretty nice to me when we had scenes together. But when I got to meet her, she is, as I was saying before, like when you get to work with people like that, they kind of lift you up and you feel so good to be around people like that, to be around such good actors. And I mean, oh my goodness, it was a lot of fun working with her.
Was it ever, do you ever get scared when you're going into it, like the first day when you're working with people like that? And it's like, oh my God, this is like the actress. Like this is.
I mean, usually they're there earlier than me and they've already gone through hair and makeup and they have these gorgeous costumes on. And, you know, I come in like, good morning, everyone. I'm going to go get some food. And then they're like looking perfect. And usually, you know, my other child cast members are also. And I'm like, and they're like, okay, it's just going to get in my costume now. But thankfully on the first one, I didn't have much hair and makeup because my hair was
Very short.
I had like that much hair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But never really scared. You walk in and you're just like,
I
I'm here to
walk
work.
in and mostly I think I'm so lucky and that I get to work with people like this. So
Very cool.
not exactly scared as much as in awe.
Yeah, that's a good thing to be. Kate, nope, we're good. We got to wrap it up. Okay, Kate's telling me we got to wrap it up. Kate's very official here. I
Alrighty.
do exactly what Kate says every time. She's very smart. I trust her implicitly. So we're going to wrap things up. Iain, you are very cool and
Thank
super
you.
talented. And
Thank you
thank
very
you,
much.
buddy, for coming and hanging out with us and telling us about season 3 of your show, which if people don't realize, I'll remind them, it's premiering on the 26th of September. That is next Thursday at 8/7 Central on CBS. Young Sheldon, season 3. Anything else you want to tell the people about? Where can they go to find more of your videos?
They can go to Iain Loves Theater and on on Twitter it's Iain Love Theater or something because you can't fit in an S. I spell my name Iain. It's Scottish, so I'm going already too many letters in theater and Ian, and so it's just Iain Love Theater.
You drop the S.
Yes.
That's a good decision.
Iain Love Theater.
That's Iain Love Theater on Twitter.
Well-
Iain Loves Theater on YouTube, I believe. Right there we are. Iain Loves on YouTube.
It could. Well, my other choice was Ia Loves Theater or
Nah,
Ian.
no, you made the right
loves
call.
Iain loves.
That's where we're going to wrap things up. Iain, I mean it, man. You're a really cool dude. Thank you so much. Everybody make a ridiculous amount of noise for the great Iain Armitage right here.